So what's up, Terrance? Hey man, thank you so much for jumping on this Zoom with me. I just want people to get an opportunity to see you as we get ready to prepare for this safe at home game. Um, I'm actually seeing myself on the camera too, man. I'm looking almost kind of as young as you.
Yes,
We
sir.
we got this dark skin melanin, rocking and rolling. But before we get started, Coach Kelly, she told me she's gonna race you before the game. She's gonna race you from home to first base, and she said by the time you move your first foot, she'll already be at first base. So no, don't respond to that. Don't respond to that. Coach Kelly can move. Don't don't do
Still
that.
got it. I still got it now.
Okay, okay.
Got it.
So I got four questions that I'm gonna ask you. And we're gonna move from home to first, first to second, second to third, and then third to home. So we're gonna hit a home run. And so the first question is, when did you start playing in the safe at home game, and what did it mean to you at that time?
So I played in my first safe at home game in 2019. And what it meant to me was at the time was like I'm just breaking this barrier that I was accustomed to. So growing up, I just always kind of had like just bad thoughts about law enforcement from how I grew up and what I was accustomed to. Because usually when law enforcement came around when I was younger, it was never for good. Like Coach Kelly recently explained at the first safe at home practice we had, to where just she was like how whenever law enforcement would come around, it would be to serve a warrant and just always something bad. So I just grew up with that same, like, that meant a lot to me because my life was just the same way. So just growing up, I never had too many good experiences with the police and just law enforcement in general. So uh, it just actually meant a lot to me. You feel me?
Yeah. So I know you're from Zone 4, which is West End. I'm from Zone 1 Bankhead, and my grandmother, she lived over in Zone 4. So I spent a lot of time over there and know the area very well. And you got some parts that have challenges in it, just like everywhere in the world. But definitely law enforcement is pretty prevalent over in that area, and it's definitely easy to believe that growing up that you wouldn't have good experiences. For me, when I was at Atlanta Public Schools, growing up in Zone 1 Bankhead on Hollywood Road, it was rough, but they had this huge marketing campaign called Officer Friendly. So they really spent a whole lot of money helping us to have relationships that were positive with police. And so those are the things. That's the reason why we're doing the Safe at Home game, which was born out of the killing of Mike Brown. Um, and so we celebrated our 10th year of the Safe at Home game in 2024. This year, 2025, is the 11th annual. And so the killing of Mike Brown in 2014, the Safe at Home game was our response to what we were anticipating would be some negativity. Also, a part of that first question is so what were your thoughts about law enforcement after you participated in the game in 2019?
So after I participated in the game, my thoughts about law enforcement were that all law enforcement officers just aren't bad. Like there's law enforcement that actually serve a purpose and actually, so I feel like all of the people that actually participated within the event, they're here so people like me can change their perspective. And I feel like they did a great job with that. So like with this event, it's so good because we're basically breaking barriers. So I'm becoming more comfortable with them. They're getting to know me. I'm getting to know them. So now my whole life perspective is like shifting, and I'm realizing that these officers aren't bad. These officers are serving a purpose. Some of these officers were in my exact shoes growing up. Some of these officers come exactly where I come from. Some of these officers didn't have it easy growing up. So it's just like that the respect level just way higher. My thoughts about them just much more positive thoughts now. And I just actually just wanted to thank them so much for actually coming to do this because they probably don't even realize the purpose that, not the purpose, but just the meaning and the purpose that they're bringing upon us. So it's like, it's just major, man.
Amen to that. So the second question is, we're going from first to second base now. So you recently graduated from the University of West Georgia. What did you major in, and what did you dream of becoming when you were a kid?
So I just graduated from the University of West Georgia with the major. I majored in marketing, and what I dreamt of growing up. So growing up, I just always was like, it was only sports for me. Like I always wanted to be a professional athlete. And growing up, I played football, baseball, and basketball. And I just always wanted. I never just had it in my life where I wanted to be anything else. So that was all I pretty much wanted. And so my experiences with just how my life has played out, with how my life has played out, it's like I would say like being a professional athlete is hard. Like the percentages of people that actually make it are just like low. So me with going to college and just staying focused, I just knew that like I don't I don't really I can put it to a perspective. Like it's probably changing the conversation here, but it's like I never really grew up with too many role models. I just had people that I didn't want to be like within my community. Like I see people and I'm like, these are people I don't want to be like. So growing up, I knew like if I wanted to be something, I use that like I use those examples to like lead me on and keep me motivated and keep me pushing and keep me striving throughout my life.
I get it. And I think that's very similar even to me. I was fortunate enough to have some role models. Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation back when I was a kid was a lot different. It was a lot more people in the community involved because you had a lot of middle class people that actually lived in the city of Atlanta. So people had a lot of extra time to volunteer. Now with sports, sports is a $39 billion industry, travel youth sports. So for the most part now, if people aren't getting paid, it's a challenge for them to really show up in the community with a level of expertise unless they're getting some money in return. So which is why LEAD is so important because we're able to come in and provide that excellent level of service of no financial cost to the participants except for improvement in grades, attendance, and behavior. So that leads me into our third question, which is going from second base to third base. How did LEAD impact your journey, both in helping you graduate high school and college?
So starting off with high school, Lee impacted my journey in many different ways because it was like that outlet that like if you want to accomplish something, Lead is going to help you accomplish that. As long as you do your part, they're going to if you do your part 100%, they're going to do their part 200%. So it's like, if you're doing right with Lead, they're going to have your back no matter what. They're going to give you the right resources you need for whatever you want to do. Like, even if it's not baseball wise. And what I appreciate about Lead so much is when I was in high school, you would actually just explain to us how like baseball is and everything. And I actually appreciate like so now that I'm older, I appreciate so much like all of the life lessons I learned. And just because sports don't last forever. That's just how it is. Like sports won't you won't be playing sports forever. So just all the life lessons that I learned and all the different tendencies I picked up that I carry on to my life to this day just played a big part. So just being in high school with Lead, that was just major. Like that was actually major. And so throughout college, my experience with Lead throughout college is college, you're pretty much on your own. Like this is the first time of your life where you're a young adult now. You're completely on your own. So you have to make these decisions. You don't have nobody watching over you. You don't have like nobody. You have people to depend on, but like you have to be that person that's gonna dictate your own life now. So the discipline that I learned with Lead, like I don't know if you remember, like 2020, how you used to come pick me up like 4 in the morning, and we would go make those lunches and pass them out throughout the day. Just like that discipline for every day. I knew I'm gonna have to wake up at this time. So they helped me actually because my freshman year of college, I had like so many 8 a.m. classes, and it's like a big difference between like high school 8 a.m. and like college 8 a.m. So it's like you have to have that discipline to where you have to like nobody's gonna wake you up. Mama's not gonna wake you up. Daddy's not gonna wake you up. Nobody's gonna wake you up. You have to want to do that for yourself to change your life. Because in college you'll see a lot of people dropping out, leaving, whatever the case may be. So I feel like discipline is the biggest thing I learned, like just the discipline. And that just carries on like to this day. Like
Yeah, well, it's funny too when you say the difference between 8 a.m. in high school and college is um, it could cost $8,000, you know, for class, depending on how many classes you're taking and the experience. In high school, you're not paying it. Taxpayers are paying it. So you technically feel like you go to high school and it's for free. So if you don't show up, it's like whatever. But somebody footing that bill in college. And then if you aren't showing up, then you get removed. And so then you no longer will have to get up early. You can do something else. So it is definitely huge responsibility. So a part of that question as well, what's your dream job and what are your personal or professional plans for the next 1 to 3 years?
So I can't really say I have a specific dream job, but right now, but what I would want with my dream job is just something keeps me happy, and, that keeps me happy, and something that I'm just determined to get up every day and want to do it and just strive in. It's something where I can relate this to sports, to where like I know I want to grind, I know I want to get better, I know what I want to achieve, I know these different goals I have set to myself, and I want to achieve them. I just want to have a my dream job is just finding something to where I just had that same passion that I had throughout my youth, and it can just, no matter how old I am, I just still want to be just like goal driven and just execute these different goals that I have set up for myself, and I just want to be happy with it, and just like just determined. And what was the second part you said?
Yeah, your goals for the next 1 to 3 years.
So my goals for the next 1 to 3 years. So my next goals for the next 1 to 3 years. So I want to see myself working within like the marketing field with my major. Yes. This is
I
a
mean,
great question, actually.
so like would that be so here in Atlanta, you got Atlanta United, you got the Falcons, you got the Hawks, you got the Braves. I mean, would you want to work with one of them, or would you want to work with Atlanta Public Schools in marketing, or would you want to work for the fire department in marketing? I mean, where do you want to go?
So like just how you said, like I would love for it to be something sports related, because that's just what I've always loved all my life. And I feel like that's something I would be like very passionate in. So like maybe if I'm at a meeting or something, or there's something I have to do, a task I have to complete, I'll be passionate about that task. You feel me? I'll be passionate about that task, and I can execute that task to the best of my ability, knowing that the things I may have to research and all of that is making me happy, and I'm like actually motivated to do this.
Amen to that. I mean, it's the same thing for me as a coach. I mean, if I had to do marketing, it would not be fun. It would not make me happy. If I had to sell houses, coaching like all day long for me in baseball. So I definitely understand that. So the last question, this is third to home, about to score. As a young black man raised in Atlanta, actually, we already talked about that. How is your perspective? So you got ahead of me on that. You had a home run on the very first question. Let's see. Well, here's another part of that last question. Why is it important to you to remain part of an organization like Lead?
So it's important for me to remain a part of an organization like Lead, because I can just look back to where when I was like a kid in middle school, and I was a part of Lead, the junior ambassadors. So just thinking about all the things that the many people, different people have, all the information that poured into me, all the knowledge, all the life lessons, I can pour that right back into the youth. Like I can spill that right back into the same people that come from my community. So like you guys prioritize in the inner city of Atlanta. So like it's like everybody growing up, these kids go through the same exact thing that I've went through, and just like that. So I can actually connect with these kids. So I just feel like the fact that I can keep on pouring within my community just says a lot. And I feel like that's another thing that just can keep me determined. Like just all the knowledge that you have gave me, I can relay that on and just keep on relaying that, and then they can relay that on. And it's just like a stepping stool to where everybody, how can I put this? It's just like that stepping stool to where
I feel you. No, I mean, and I think a
it's
lot of
like
times,
it's just
especially
like like kind of like a fountain of youth to where everybody just gets this knowledge and gets this game.
So that was the marketing side of you coming out right there too. Just even how you created that so I could see it because I immediately started to see a fountain and started to see water. So even in the Bible, water is connected to the word of God, and people drink that water. So not trying to make it religious, but for the issues that we have in the city when it comes down to black boys becoming strong, healthy black men, we do need a fountain for them and us to drink out of. And so, from a marketing standpoint, you could be that person to do that. Well, brother, I appreciate your commitment, your discipline, your passion, and your perspective. Coach Kelly and I see you as one of our credentials. So when we walk in this city, we walk with a lot of pride, knowing that we have had an impact on young men like you. So we appreciate
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys.
you. Yes, sir.